And that was kind of, and those kids, it's ironically that first carload of kids that he dropped off, every single one of them stayed all the way through college, and most of them still come by the gym on a regular basis and stuff like that. Obviously, the brothers had no choice, but like a lot of the other kids, they're pushing, mid to late 20s now, and they did close to 15 years in the gym, right? So, and me and Dan decided to become partners in '09, and we did it the same exact way, training, 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 right? So we did get busy, but we weren't running a good business. So, we had to hire some help. And I would say that, in some respects over the years, it's very hard for gym owners who are also coaches to separate the coaching side of their profession, the technical side, from the tactical side of being the business person, especially if you are the coach, owner, operator, right? Which is the case in a lot of gym situations, right? If you're lucky that you're, in a sense, removed a little bit where you're more shifted towards the ownership side, you see things with a different perspective. When you're coaching, it's hard because coaching takes up a lot of time, BTUs, mental energy, and there is the reality that if you are the head coach and owner, you have to do the technical side of programming and things like that for a good piece of time, right? Whatever that might be. So, Dan and I would circle around some business stuff, and we hired a business coach, Pat Rigsby, who's kind of a famous, gym business coach, right? And has done a lot in the industry, right? He's a pretty great dude. And we went to Louisville, Kentucky, which was, a pretty cool spot. If you've never been to Louisville, it's this tiny little couple blocks of basically bourbon. And me and Dan definitely drank our way around Kentucky, but we showed up at something just like this, and Pat made us get up in front of the room, and we had to break up into groups and sell our products and sell our gym. And we had no idea what we were doing, other than training and stuff, right? And that kind of exposed us because there were some people there that were super polished, and we were like, damn, man, they speak really well. They know their products, their services. They got a great pitch, right? And I was like, something to that. And I remember Pat saying, he's like, if you can't sell it, you can't help them, right? And he had this really slow speech about this, that, right? And so it gets a little tough to sit in the seminar all day. I'm going to tell you something that you're maybe not going to believe, right? And I'm like, whoa, it's going to take a while, right? I'm from Jersey, dude. You got to speed it up, right? So, but he says, if you can't sell people, you can't help people, right? He's like, because in this world, there has to be an exchange of cash, monetary value for service. And that's everything, right? These cups cost money. This coffee bar costs money. This TV costs money. This time costs money, right? So if you can't sell people, you can't help people, all right? So that's a big part of what we took away from that. So from that moment on, we started working on the business side of things. And on the business side of things, we learned that there's so much more than training, right? Training is the commodity that you sell, okay? But I'm going to give you a quick synopsis of a business that hopefully opens up your eyes. So whether you're an employee working for another business or you are the business owner, you have to look at your business from the top down in all aspects all the time, right? And your products and services are only one small part of the overall business. How many people here know of a business that has mediocre products and services, right? But has amazing marketing, sales, and money capital and makes millions? There are many of them, right? Anybody ever heard of a guy named Ron Popeil? Does anybody know who that is? Ron Popeil? He's a billionaire, right? Anybody ever heard of the Showtime Rotisserie Grill? Right, that'd be everybody pretty much, right? Set it and forget it, right? That's Ron Popeil. The pocket fisherman, the floaty, right? Used to be a thing that you vacuum your hair and cut your hair. Chia pets, everybody knows a chia pet. That's Ron Popeil. Ron Popeil is the master of making shitty products, right? But he's got amazing marketing and sales, right? He's made billions of dollars, right? The Showtime Rotisserie Grill, The George Foreman grill, everybody knows that one, right? That's a Ron Popeil product.
One thing with that too, though, Joe, just to piggyback off the Pat Rigsby story, is that we were in a room like this, and there was a camera like that, and Pat's like, all right, well, sell us what you do. And he had Joe on one side of the room and me on the other. Like, they're business partners, and Joe went into a spiel on, anatomy and biology and all this other bullshit, and on what you should be doing. And I went right to the product. I went right to the money. Well, we have 10 packs, 20 packs, 30 packs, 40 packs. We sell 10 weeks, 12. And it was like, he's like, dude, what are you guys doing? We left and we went to the bar that night. We're like, dude, what the fuck are we doing? Like, this is terrible.
Yeah.
And the whole point is that, and I'm going to go over this afternoon, but we weren't selling the benefit, right? We weren't marketing the benefit of why you should train with us. What do you get out of this exchange of dollars? Like, how is this going to positively affect you? You look at like the show, the rotisserie grill.
It solves a problem.
It solves a problem.
Set it
and forget it. So for busy moms and dads that have to cook with, they have kids, they have jobs, set it and forget it. They're not selling a shitty grill. They're selling a benefit.
Yeah.
So what needed to happen for us was, Pat said, you guys, as Joe said, and I remember vividly, if you can't sell them, you can't help them. So you sell them by selling the benefit. And if your product's good, which we're here, I know that the product that we are selling at Varsity Hospital, I know the product that you all sell is good. You wouldn't be here if you didn't care. But it has to be simple, where you're selling a 45-year-old dad to come train at your gym. He doesn't care that you have a CSCS. He doesn't care. What can you do to help him? That's it. And that's what's so important with marketing and stuff.
For the most part, unless you're training a world-class athlete, like obviously if, a professional athlete, Michael Phelps, right, an Olympic athlete shows up at the gym, a world-class track athlete, where we're talking about hundredths of a tenth of a second, the programming, periodization, and technical aspect will be exposed if it's not there. That's for sure.
100%.
Okay. For the majority of the gyms who are training kids, middle school, high school, and some college, okay, and general population, right, programming and the technical side, the coaching, is probably 10% of the equation, right? The rest of it is everything else, all right? And there are many, many, many businesses out there, gyms, who are making a lot of money, who are just selling a regular product, right? And one of them being like a massive international chain like Orange Theory, right? Mediocre product and service, right? World-class branding and marketing, right? World-class systems, overhead and infrastructure, right? Amazing money management, right?
And simple to do business with them.
Extremely simple, easy. We'll talk about products and services and how that gives your airplane lift, okay? They're everywhere, right? In every fancy town, in every new strip mall is an Orange Theory, an F45, same company, basically, not the same company, but the same product, basically, right? One of those bar method type joints, right? Those are all cookie cutter. Here's your booklet. Here's everything that you need to do. Keep it simple, stupid. Don't go out, don't stray outside the way types of places, right? So what I'm going to teach you today is, as business owners, right, and people who do not have that franchise model locked down, we almost always tend to overcomplicate things. Okay, you want to add things that scratch your itch of being a great coach. So we got to add this, we got to do that, we got to do this, we got to do that, right? And the reality is, what we need to do is probably remove things, right? And we found that the more we remove, the better the business runs, right? The simpler your business is, the easier it is to run, right? The more complex it is, the harder it is to run. The more complex it is, the more you have to rely on other people and their own personal human capacities to run your business, okay? Orange Theory does, now, I don't succumb to this belief, right? Orange Theory does not really care about their employees at any one location. They're plug and play. I have the manager rule playbook, I have the coaching playbook. Here's the workouts for each day. The coach doesn't have to think, right? They don't put the workouts together, nothing. General manager tells them they're taking a hike. All right, see, we're going to do it. We just plug a new one right in. No big deal. Right now, obviously, we believe in building great employees because I think the growth of the company, especially a smaller business, relies on that. Okay, but they keep it super simple so that they're not handcuffed by, man, that one person did so much that nobody else can do, and now we can't do it. All right, and that's a big part of it. That's what we'll talk about a lot today in my speech. So. That's a little bit about how this started. Now how the business of strength came about, to give you the 2 second spiel there. Dan and I, despite the fact that we probably needed to spend a lot more time and money on business, we're at another training certification, right? Spending a lot of time and money on a training certification. And we were the only people in the room that were training like high-level athletes. Most of the people in the room were training like military operators, general pop, and things like that. And we thought that all these people were going to be asking us training questions about working with like NFL pros and stuff like that. And at that time, I was doing a lot of work with like NFL Combine, pro days, and things. So I had that was my thing. And nobody ever asked us really about training. Nobody cared. Everybody was always asking us about our business, our building, how do we finance it, all this other stuff. So, I was in the process of developing like a training mentorship, and we were going to start doing like a sports performance mentorship and stuff like that. And Dan was like, maybe we should do like a business seminar. And that was really it. We started with a seminar just like this, and it grew to the point where we felt like, man, we really have a niche thing, because I think Dan and I give a real like blue collar, real life, example of how to run businesses, and we're not coming at you from the standpoint of just marketing funnels, sales funnels, and things like that. It's a massive part of the business, right? And I think a big reason why a lot of people come to these things is because they want to get like the one like pixie dust tip that's going to make them big money. The real pixie dust tip is learning how to run the business from top to bottom. That's the pixie dust, right? The pixie dust is learning how to manage your money, right, properly. And that means sometimes getting rid of employees, products, services, right? The real pixie dust is learning how to create thrust for your company and improving sales and marketing, right? It's not one thing. I can give you an initiative that'll make you money, right? Anybody who's training general pop, they're on a 6-week transformation. It's made a few $1 million for our gym. There's your tip, right? Figure out how to run a great 6-week transformation. 4 weeks, 6 weeks, or 8 weeks. Figure it out. Like you guys run them, right? You guys run a bunch of different transformations, right? They make money. They're good. They're great lead generators, right? That's an easy. There's your initiative, right? That's not changing the dynamic of your business over the next 10, 20 years, okay? So that's our spiel. I'm going to go around the room, and we'll just start. Introduce yourself, tell me who you are, what you're doing, and why you're here.
Matt Flanagan. I own a business, part owner business, Fame Strength, and kind of like what you said, I like the certification is actually a science part, but I'm not very good at business. So my business partner, I played with one of you guys.
Yeah.
Josh, yeah. So he suggested coming out here.
Although I'm wearing the Rody colors today.
Yeah. Right. But yeah, just to kind of say you guys are great.
Awesome. It's cool. He came to the original business strength seminar in 2016.
Yeah.
And he's been to like 2 or 3 since. He texted me stories like, dude, I'm sorry, I can't make it.
I know, he was just wanting to roll up here.
Yeah, it's cool.
Great.
It's great. It's awesome.
Ward?
Maureen Davis. My husband and I own a gym down in Georgia. My husband and I did this seminar 2 years ago, 3 years ago, something like that.
Yeah.
And so we got kind of connected with these guys. And so now I'm here just to go through it, learn a little bit more. I'm definitely more on the behind the scenes. I don't really do any training. So this is definitely my department. And learn how to better improve our business is why I'm here.
My name is Casey Draymond. I'm from Cortland. I'm here. They invited me to come along because, again, Corey's been the one, and he thought it'd be kind of good to send one of the head trainer up here. So I'm the head trainer at Cortland to kind of understand a little bit more of the business side and how businesses should run and refine processes. Because again, I'm coming from the education side, the exercise science, master's degree, certifications, and so business is not as natural to me as the training is and the sports, and so they suggested and invited me to come along, and definitely took them up on the offer.
Awesome.
And my name is John. I'm local, about 10 minutes away from here. I run my own little training company part-time, but my real job in the next 4 years or so, I'm going to be transitioning out and looking to do this full-time, so I'm trying to get ahead to, be ready to scale it when the time comes.
John, I'll give you John a little pop too. John's been poking around the gym now for a few years, and he's actually got a really cool thing. I think he got a really cool niche product, and like I said, like he works with a lot of really young kids, and almost like it's like a combination of motor learning skills and fitness, and like almost like he took like ninja school plus fitness, and he makes it really funny. I'm definitely gonna bring my son to John to have him run around and learn some stuff. So.
Tony Smith, we should hook them up.
Yeah.
Tony was the first.
He made that transition.
He was you spoke to him.
Yeah, he was awesome.
Yeah, so Tony has become like a real friend. We I've gotten to visit him, and we helped him with that transition like 4 years ago. 3 years ago. So he was a SWAT cop, and now he's full time 2 gyms.
My name's Chris from Dallas, Texas. Got a run gym down there. We train athletes and general population. And yeah, I'm just here to, I'm kind of where I'm at is I'm doing a lot of training right now. I'm trying to kind of shift that and focus more on running the business and building the team. So, obviously here to learn more on how to do that and these guys. And I actually went to the BOS for 2019, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is my second one. So.
Cool.
Yeah, definitely excited to be here.
And Chris and Morgan are both in our mastermind group too. So obviously we're coaching you guys like pretty much weekly, daily, and stuff like that. So I think actually Dan works with both of you. So I don't have any of my peeps here today. My peeps bailed on me. I thought Charlene was going to come. She tried. She's in a similar boat where they're doing a lot of.
We had your father-in-law here too.
Yeah, your father was great.
Yeah.
He was awesome.
So I'm Joe. I'm Joe Sarno. I'm from Staten Island, New York. I'm actually a physical education teacher too, as well as a business owner, gym owner. I started this last year, actually last June. June 17th was my first day training. It took off really well. I got super busy, super fast. I think I got busy in the wrong way. So I reached out to Dan. Dan's brother and I played football together at Cortland. So we hooked up, and Dan helped me out big time. He basically told me I'm an idiot, that I'm going to kill myself.
Said nicer than that. You're not that smart.
But it was like 100% the kick in the ass that I needed, and I've been able to systemize things a little bit better. So I'm here to just keep learning more and more from the guys that help me out here.
Awesome. Yeah, awesome. I mean, I don't regret anything because everybody's path is unique to themselves, right? And that's why I never, even though I want to crush the intern's soul who asked me about cleaning the bathrooms, right? In my heart of hearts, I understand that their background and their path is different than mine, right? So you have to see things from other people's perspective, and that is the real key trait to being a good leader is taking a second to think and put perspective into other people's thoughts, right? And that's super hard. But it's I think everybody in the room, just listening to what you're saying, one of the key factors here is learning how to manage all the parts of your business with equal intensity and care.